Well, Richard, what I can tell you is that the situation is quite fluid. What we're getting now is that the presidency of that country has actually confirmed that there was an attempted coup. And as we speak, the president, we understand, is still inside the presidential palace. Now, it depends on which side you're talking to. The government says, yes, the president is in the presidential palace, but that he's not been held, that he's just there for his own safety. But the other side is saying the president is being detained in the presidential palace. So nothing concrete yet coming out, but the government, of course, has issued a statement that this coup attempt has failed and that if those behind it do not surrender, that they will be attacked by the army. And, of course, what we're learning, too, is that the coup is being led by the head of the presidential guard. But we do not know why the presidential guard now has decided to move against the president. So this is coming as quite shocking. What we are learning at this moment, things are a bit calm in Niger at the moment. We understand the radio station and the television station in that country are being protected by soldiers to ensure that no broadcast is made from them. Of course, it's a tense situation, no question at all. But the president himself has not made any appearance, and he hasn't spoken other than that statement that was put out on his Twitter page. Well, the ECOWAS has strongly condemned this. No one saw this coming. No one expected this. And you're quite right. Just a few days ago, about a week or so ago, President Bazoum was in the country, including two other presidents. And what they discussed at that meeting was to prevent situations as this. I mean, they discussed setting up a standby force to counter military coups on the continent and, of course, on the sub-region now, and to fight terrorism. That standby force has not been set up, but the good thing is that we're hearing strong statements now from ECOWAS, especially the leadership, the chair of the ECOWAS, that's President Bola Tinubu, who heads the authority of heads of government of ECOWAS. He's issued a very strong statement condemning the coup attempt and saying that it's not acceptable and that action would be taken to restore constitutional order in Niger. But of course, everyone will be waiting to see how this is resolved, and that if the coupists decide to still press ahead, everyone will wait to see what ECOWAS does next, whether we're going to see some kind of use of force here. But one thing is very clear. The current leadership of ECOWAS is obviously not tolerant of coup attempts, and it has said it is going to fight any coup attempt in any part of the region. So we'll wait and see if the leadership of ECOWAS would be able to live up to those words now. But obviously condemning this in the strongest terms. And we've also heard from the AU as well, condemning it and asking those behind it to stand down. Now, let me start from the last part of your question. The Nigerian president, of course, would first of all have to rely on on ECOWAS, the ECOWAS leadership. He's a top member of the leadership of ECOWAS. So obviously, he'll be looking up to ECOWAS now to come to his aid. And I believe ECOWAS will definitely respond and go beyond the statement that it has issued. Of course, it can also count on France. As you know, France, of course, France is no longer in Niger, not in Burkina Faso. Niger is just like a base now for France. And, of course, you know that the U.S. also has its drone facility in Niger. So Niger is very strategic. The entire world would not, of course, want to see Niger fall into the hands of the military. And it's the only hope of democracy, especially in that region, when you consider Mali, Burkina Faso, and, of course, Guinea. So Niger is very strategic and very important. And ECOWAS will not want this to stand because it will send a very wrong signal to other countries in the region that in spite of its tough talk in the past few weeks, that coups can still happen and that it just would not be able to do anything. So I think we're going to see more action, especially on the part of ECOWAS, and of course President Bazoum is going to be expecting that, but we just wait and see what happens. The expectation and hope is that at the end of the day there will be some kind of dialogue, the situation, the tense situation in that country will be diffused, and that those behind this will stand down and probably return to the barracks, you know, and give up on this coup attempt?